Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello, Toxkid here. It's been quite some time since I have been here. I'm well aware. So sorry it's been so long since I've posted anything or done anything. I've had a lot of things going on. Mostly I've been very busy with a lot of other things, and I also had to do some things with my computer, such as reinstall the operating system and everything else, and wrestle with some drivers. Some of these you'll find some audio chat that was not very good, either missing or very low quality. It's because of different issues not wanting to cooperate. So, cut to the point. It has been quite some time since I have played MechWarrior. Schedule issues aside, I was just getting a little irritated with a few things that they were doing with the game. Excessive cockpit shake and a few other things that they were just... And there for a while, I guess the point defense systems were basically useless. So I kind of shied away from the game for a while, had other things to do with my time. Then a friend of mine told me that they had really got buckled down, started doing some improvements and really fixing the game. And he said that there was nothing left for him to complain about unless he wanted nitpick. I won't use his name as far as what is in the banter boards and stuff. I was really surprised because for him to say that there's something good about the game when after tearing it apart for so very long made me stop and think, okay, maybe I'll have to take a look at the game, see if they really have improved it. If I mentioned his name on the banner boards and stuff, you'd recognize him if you're active there at all. You see him all over the place. At any rate, one of the key things I wanted to do, well, three things I wanted to check. First off, was the playability back? Was it still functional? There was one time I got into a game and there was so much cockpit shake. Anytime somebody hit me, it was pointless trying to do anything. Another friend of mine told me that his mech had taken some hits from some LRM and the whole mech had been shifted about 45 degrees facing another direction. He did not touch his controls. He was moved. It was like, okay, that's an oddity. So I wanted to take a quick look at that. Among that, playability seems to have dramatically improved. It seems, at least it's something that I would really expect and anticipate and appreciate as far as a MechWarrior BattleTech game. That brings up the question to the player quality. And I have found that the team still abandoned you. Here I am walking along, had at least a lance behind me, and I take a stand, thinking I'm going to hold the enemy off, do this damage, and the rest of the group moved on and went through here to die, which was not particularly something of interest for me. But they seem to think that that was adequate treatment. To not support a assault mech is really a good frustration. With that, the next key question became, do the players still abandon their flanks? This was something of key frustration for me that I ranted about in mini games, or videos that I've done here. Going through the cave, I did notice that this time I had people coming with me joining on the flank. I didn't even have to request anyone interested in doing this, so people automatically came over. I thought this was a big improvement right off the bat. But does the other side still leave their flank open? That is the question. The dramatic music, the cliffhanger as I come through, and there's no one here. Again. Or miraculously still. So I press on and find that indeed the entire flank is open. Still. Truth be told, and to be perfectly honest, out of the 15 or so games when I first came back before this one happened, this was the first time the flank was open like this. So this is not something that you see much anymore, which is very good news for me. I like the way the players start more spread out. It helps encourage not the cluster herd march along that was, in my opinion, plaguing the game, leaving flanks open, all this different stuff. Encourage group or operation as far as go off with your lance and move on. They do have the 3 scenarios. Of course, the turrets are always another fun aspect of the game to defend the base. But the new scenario, where it's skirmish, straight combat, I really would like to see a scenario along the line of capture the flag, or one side defending a position and the other side attacking. Something along that line. I would love to see some type of scenario like that, just to give a little bit of purpose, guidance, and variation. All 3 scenarios, or at least 2 of them, still favor a herd march along and ignore the base. Defense, in assault, and in skirmish, you don't really have to hold the flanks as much. Just march in one mass and drive in for victory. And if it's a straight skirmish, there's really no point to bring anything other than an assault mech. I've run up my light mechs, and they're very much diminished because there's nothing to really encourage the players to go out away from the group to hold flanks or flank around or do much. But that said, a little bit of nitpicking in that regard, because the very light mechs have almost no use in skirmish. I've run Locust a few times trying to see if I could find a way to get lighter mechs to be more useful in that scenario, and they just aren't. I have come across some interesting variations. I'm going to do another video on a revisit of the Locust, if you will, just going into some options and scenarios and situations to do with them. That's a future project. I'm still working on a few bugs in the plan. The new map, Hyperpulse generator, Moonbase here. I call it Moonbase. It's actually the abbreviations for the Hyperpulse generator. But this is one of my favorite ones. I like the fact that it's in a vacuum. You don't have the sound as a result. There's no sound waves to travel. What I really like about it is it creates a little bit more of a urban combat feel. When you're down in this inside in the guts of the base, I find what works best. Of course, I like faster mechs. Even my assault mechs tend to be a little bit faster than one would expect. I find they work very well, and I find that more of a SWAT type urban combat feel, where the way you would secure a room, granted it's almost in slow motion with some of the mechs, work very well in this map. And it's due to the high vertical walls and different other terrain, it seems to not lend itself well to LRMs. And of course, I've mentioned before, I'm not an LRM player. I don't do well with that specific scenario, but I have run a few, and I do some of that. This one I was having an audio problem, and so there's no sound. But I found that the LRMs don't really lend themselves well to this specific map, but a lot of close-in and speed really works well. Of course, if you saw my video on the pocket battleship concept, it works well here. Build your mech with as much speed as possible and as much close-in weapons to increase firepower. Seems to lend itself well to this. I'll show a few more clips about how effective that scenario and situation can be. And continue on with the theme of the pocket battleship. This mech right here is a Shadowhawk that I've built. It's actually 116, I think its max speed is almost 117 kph, and I find it works very well. It's got a large pulse laser, 2 machine guns. It's basically built around short range. It can't do anything at range, but it's very good for rapid flank, hit a mech from the side, to turn it around. I was trying to see if I could get him to follow me over into everyone else's fire. He wasn't going to. After an initial scout, seeing what was there, I then press the top here, go in. It's going straight toe-to-toe. You're not going to have a long battle life. Fortunately, the others came over and helped distract him, but take him down very quickly. It's very nice. Then spin around, make sure everything is clear, press on for the next objective. I'll end this video with some more illustrations of the pocket battleship mentality. I find this mech type configuration around speed of at least 88 kph and build all the arsenal around short-in heavy weapons works very well in three main roles. First is countering other fast mechs coming in, supporting friendly fast mechs because you won't be far behind them. If they run into something bigger, you can be right there and start hammering away at it. And thirdly, in this type of maneuvering fight, you just crest, slam, swing around to the side, hit an enemy mech, move off.
Target acquired. Target acquired. Introducing critical damage. Heat sink destroyed. New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile. New target acquired. New target acquired. New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile. New target acquired. Critical damage. Critical.
Alright, I'll let you guys go. Game on.